I think all of us has come to the consensus that Maurice Sam is not a filmmaker because I explained this.
Some stories are just not worth telling. Everything about the story is so unrealistic. When I saw the movie title and cast, I had expectations, especially because of Teniola. But this movie didn't do it for me.
Alright, so Nigerians are actually dragging Maurice Sam concerning his new movie, the My Dear Criminal. And to be very honest with you, at this point, I actually really want to know if this is an agenda or truly his movies are nothing to write home about. At this point, because I watched Free Jeremiah, and to be very honest, that was trash. Let's put that in the trash can. Like, it was nothing to write home about. But it now looks like there's an agenda to actually want to bash Maurice Sam after I release any movie. So after I released Free Jeremiah, he also released Professor Madu, and right now he has released My Dear Criminal. You see, this My Dear Criminal, many people have been saying so many things. Let me just play you video clips so that you can understand what I'm talking about.
Some stories are just not worth telling. Everything about the story is so unrealistic. When I saw the movie title and cast, I had expectations, especially because of Teniola. But this movie didn't do it for me. And to think Teniola read the script and agreed to be a part of this is so embarrassing, like God I beg. How do you send women to attack a man? Does that even make sense? That beginning was so chaotic and all over the place. Then you decide to hold one of them hostage. For what reason exactly? Let's not even talk about that unresolved and rushed ending. This movie was so boring and uninteresting. Aside that, the story just doesn't add up. There is so much loopholes, the story had no depth, and it just doesn't make sense at all. The acting performances was average too. It felt like they were more focused on trying to be funny than actually delivering a good performance. I would rate this movie a 3 over 10. Have you seen this movie, My Dear Criminal, on YouTube? Let me know what you think about the movie in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, leave a comment, and follow for more movie reviews and recommendations. When I'll see you.
I actually like Maurice Sam as an actor, and he embodies his roles very well. He's actually very good looking, and he acts so well. He embodies his roles, his facial expressions. He's really good in acting, but I don't really like him so much as a movie producer because some of the movies he produces they're not very realistic. Like this last movie he produced, My Dear Criminal, which is now streaming on his Maurice Sam TV on YouTube. I actually watched the movie, even though there was some funny scenes, there was a bit of humor here and there, and it's actually funny. It wasn't so realistic. Like, how do you put someone on house arrest someone, like put someone under house arrest in your own house? Like, you don't allow them leave, you put them on house arrest. It honestly doesn't make any sense. Like, you put that metal detector on their legs, and any small thing they do, you electrocute them and shock them. It's somewhat like harassment and torture, and it's so unrealistic. You could get arrested. It's more like, to me, I saw it more like kidnapping, especially in a Nigerian setting. In a setting like Nigeria, it's very unrealistic. I don't think these things happen in Nigeria. So I was watching this movie and I was like, no. Even though it was a bit okay, I watched it, it made me laugh. Some of the scenes here and there made me laugh, especially with the lady in the movie, Teniola Aladese. She's also funny in her own way. They both made me laugh in the movie, but the movie wasn't the most realistic. And I'm like, Teniola, you have acted way more realistic and way more relatable movies than this. Because this movie, I didn't really find this movie so relatable. Even though it was a bit funny, it made me laugh. I didn't really find it so relatable. It was okay. I'm sure maybe there are some people out there that might find it relatable and like it, and it may make sense to them. But to me, the movie didn't relate, so it didn't.
I think all of us has come to the consensus that Maurice Sam is not a filmmaker because I explained this. What do you mean? My Dear Criminal is showing on Maurice Sam YouTube channel. Do well to watch. This movie is a criminal in itself. This movie is supposed to be illegal. This movie, I don't understand. Okay, I understand his thought process. You know his previous film that he made, I can't remember the title. That's what he had amazing cast. He had extras. Una no watch that film. People did not run the numbers up. Baba made nothing from that movie, and he said to himself, you know what? I'm gonna recoup. My next film is going to be in one house, just 4 people, and that's it. If you don't wanna watch, fuck off. Because that was it. This movie was terrible. And one thing about stories like this, it makes the actors look like a joke. Teniola absolutely looks like a joke playing this character. She played this character that came to this man's house to take out a revenge paid to carry out by Maurice Sam's ex-girlfriend. It made absolutely no sense. The execution for this film was so dumb, was so lame, Now, it's one thing for you to read these films in paper. It will make sense in your head, but the execution, it becomes the problem. Nollywood, when it comes to YouTube Nollywood, we are not equipped, or they are not equipped to carry out such films that involves physical activities as such. It's dumb. The movie was literally stretched, it was played out. It legit felt like a house play. Like, you know how you gather your family members and you just act drama for them? That's how the film felt like. He's not a filmmaker, basically, long story short, because this movie, it's an insult to Nollywood at this point. Because you've been in this industry for the longest time. This is very simple. Surround yourself with creatives. Nollywood actors that went to the filmmaking, most of them are not filmmakers. Maurice Sam didn't even have enough grounded experience in the industry for him to even become a filmmaker in the first place. Don't understand. At least give us something. Any film. This movie was a far cry from anything excellent. You know what? E for effort. It was a plot that didn't necessarily have any kind of backbone. And it was a plot that just existed in itself. It was just there. Make sure you watch. my dear criminal? At your discretion. In my opinion, nah.
Question is this an agenda to actually drag Maurice Sam again, or you actually just think that the movie is no good, or he doesn't have what it takes to actually be a producer? Because at this point, I don't know where the problem is coming from. Because for these people because there are some people that are actually saying that the movie is quite interesting. It might not be the best, but it's quite interesting. Just take a look at this.
I just finished seeing this movie up here, My Dear Criminal by Maurice Sam. Maurice Sam acted, that's his fan's name, right? He dropped this one some days ago, yes, and I just finished seeing it. I've been seeing it for some days now. I just finished seeing it today, yeah, and it's not bad. It's not bad. He actually, he talked about improvement. That's why I've been following up on his channel to see the improvement that he promised, and so far so good. It's been doing well. This one is basically about Teniola. Teniola is more like a thug. If you pay her, she can beat somebody for you, deal with anybody you want her to deal with for you. Now she was paid to deal with Maurice Sam, but she did not succeed, and Maurice Sam had to put her in his house, started using her like slave to do the dishes, to cook. And then there's this, what's it called now, ankle monitor that Maurice Sam like put on Tenny's leg so she can actually leave the apartment. The ankle monitor is basically just around the house. She cannot step outside the gate, and anytime she tries to escape, it will just electrocute her and everything. But at the end of the day, you know what was going to happen, Abi? Let me not complete it. Go see it on Maurice Sam TV. My Dear Criminal, that's the title. It's a good watch. He said he's going to improve, and he has been improving, so it's good. It's a good watch. Go and see it. Tenny did well. Tenny now. Tenny will always eat her role, so she did really, really well. Yeah.
So what do you think? So moving on to the next topic, the president of North Korea is not playing at all because the constitution of North Korea as we speak has been amended by their leader Kim Jong-un. And like you can always see here, the North Korea has just updated their constitution to automatically launch nuclear strike if Kim Jong-un is assassinated. Meaning that anything that happens that they actually assassinate the president or the president of North Korea, they need to actually launch a strike to whoever is doing this. Another one says, North Korean constitution now requires nuclear missile strike if Kim Jong-un is killed by foreign power. And it looks like there's actually like a global shake right now, because I'm wondering why you actually need to enforce this into law. You understand that if anything happens to him, any country that might be responsible, you are launching it immediately. You are not waiting. You are not waiting. And to be very honest, I feel like this is one protection that he's actually doing to himself to make whosoever country that wants to try it be scared. You understand? And according to what is being said, the revised Article 3 of North Korean nuclear policy now reads that if the command and control system over the state's nuclear forces is placed in danger by hostile forces attack, a nuclear strike shall be launched automatically and immediately. And so the question that people are now asking, so what if they can't discover the killers? Let's imagine that they probably pay somebody internally to actually do the job. If they can't find the killer, who are they bombing? Two, what if it's an internal buying? Almost the same thing. What if it's an internal killing? Launch the nuclear strike where? And so what if malaria takes his life? Somebody is asking, what if it's malaria that actually took his life? I think this one is not part of it, because honestly, we can actually see that according to what they are talking about, they are talking of the nuclear policy law. So if it actually happens that he's actually been assassinated by a country known, that is when this policy will actually take place. But somebody replied, they will launch it to the mosquito kingdom. But anyways, that's just it. That's just it. And so that's just it. And we'll be bringing you more news updates. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you are a lover of Maurice Sam, let me know what you think about Maurice Sam. See you in the next. Love you all. Peace.